All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Banana Fish, episode 11. All right, we just had the whole house come down. Dino's place has been torn to shreds, burned up, blown up. Crazy. And
Ash
also
went on a Terminator rampage.
Abraham's fucking dead. Good riddance.
You will not be missed.
Will not be missed. Everybody is getting away. That's good.
Yutlung did his master plan. It was fantastic. He got some of the Chinese gangs on his side without letting them know that he was the one who manipulated Shorter that ended up causing him to die. But they know that Ash was the one who killed him, even though they don't know the context. So they're pissed. Okay, cool.
Okay. Yeah. This is a bit dicey. We have, I would say, probably a little bit of breather room here. A little bit of breather room.
Probably.
But Ash is losing people, like, left and right. So we gotta... Yeah,
but I'm very excited to see how Papa Dino responds, not just when he hears that Ash has escaped on the telephone.
Well, I mean, he already knows about that.
No, right, exactly. But when he gets back to his house, and it's just...
Yeah, Banana Fish is gone.
Yep, Banana Fish is gone. The whole place is burned to the ground. You know,
so
many of his men are dead. Yeah.
For like 1 hour.
Right. I just tried to have a nice evening with
my corrupt politicians.
Right, exactly,
leaders.
You know.
But no, I can't leave you guys for 1 fucking hour. Hey, you should have put Arthur there. He has at the very least some plot armor, so because he's got a name, you know.
Right.
So
Papa Dino just walks back with pizza, and there's just fire everywhere.
Abraham's corpse just...
Right.
But yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right.
The Fly. Okay. Nice. 2 hours only, though.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That was.
I want to have that kind of big dick energy where I'm like, give me this, get food, talk to this person, wake me up in 2 hours.
You didn't do that, did ya?
Hey, you got up easy.
Yep. Scarier than a lynx?
Ah! He lost his teeth!
Rips the blankets off.
And for Eiji, he's gonna be like, oh, what?
He's whipped! They had him give it to him.
Oh. It's Griff.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that's adorable.
It's just like,
Yeah. Because we can't have happy things for long in this show.
No. Ah, okay, okay.
All right.
The baby. Oh. What?
And he just tossed it.
Yeah. Yeah, from
Goldstein.
Dino. Yeah. Hmm. Huh? Ah! Oh.
I have a delicate body. After the previous episode where
Yeah,
he killed dozens and dozens of people.
Hmm. Mm-hmm. He just lost shorter. Yeah. Hmm. Oh. Oh. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yep, you're stuck with them.
Oh.
Okay.
And he had a wonderful sleep, didn't he?
I want you to teach me.
Oh. What's our boy scheming?
Dino got really into crypto recently, and he's just taking
God.
his whole wallet.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
This is genius.
Yep.
Like, I need an adult.
Yeah, he's
outside
only
of this.
17.
Get into Akari here. What the what?
Well, shit.
Right. Uh-huh.
All of it? You didn't change your password and security questions? He didn't know he had it. Nice.
Jeez.
And he, yeah, so, oh shit. Oh damn, I love it. Wow. Particular location too. Okay.
Yeah. This is going really well.
Yeah. You've already done that.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Don't fuck this up.
Yeah. Nice.
Good luck.
And the bit from the OP.
Oh,
cool.
and he's just... they've already found him. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Perfect. Perfect. I was gonna say, those are his boys, so
yeah.
This is great.
Oh! Oh, damn! Oh,
Well
shit!
done. The beautiful and the damned. Oh my god, yes. Yes.
Wow!
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city. Y'all, Banana Fish.
Wow.
Banana Fish, it's different. It's just that good.
It's,
I had so much fun with it.
damn.
Yeah.
Like-
we get emotional depth and complexity to our boys.
I thought for a second you were going to be like, we get emotional damage.
I mean, yeah.
We already had that.
Not really. Like this,
Yeah,
this
no,
episode,
now we get the healing or the attempts at that, right?
Well, we get lots of healing, yeah,
Yeah.
because Ash is a character who, yes, is a vicious, cold-hearted killer.
Yep.
And, yeah, has been abused most of his life, has a very, very vulnerable, open dynamic with Eiji, where he is way more closed off and scary to everybody else.
Yep.
Because he's, in some ways, having to hold on to this persona of his that allows him to be strong,
Right.
to protect himself,
Yep.
and to do what he needs to do. But Eiji gives him basically that opportunity to go back and to revert back to being a young boy,
Yep.
a young man.
Right.
And that's something that is pure and precious, and he wouldn't trade for anything. But in that respect, yes,
He is your Achilles heel.
he is your Achilles heel. Yeah.
Right, because it's the... If you know what someone wants, then you can manipulate them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And this is a want that goes so deep, right? That it can be... Ash can be tugged around with it all sorts of ways. Now, he is very competent at what he does.
Yes,
right?
he is.
Oh, yeah, he's going on a subway. Oh, he notices that someone is, tailing him, clocked him, whatever, right? He just gives them a little, nod of a heads up, and then someone bumps into them.
I mean, that was literally his buddies that are
No,
there to protect
I know.
him,
No, that's why I did the air quotes,
Right.
And then, oh no, he's got a knife in his heart,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
Yeah. So, getting this time with Ash and Eiji together and not having the adults be involved in this is a nice thing that we predicted needed to happen eventually. But Max being also his disguised father for this new segment of things is perfect because Ash has kind of won this first battle. This kind of first segment of things.
He really has.
He kind of got back at Dino properly.
Right.
So he's able to still, while he still has to kind of, stay undercover a bit here, he is effectively dealing with the goons now of Dino. He doesn't have to deal with Dino directly here.
Yeah.
Which means we'll get Arthur versus Ash relatively soon.
Like, if Ash is a lynx and he's fighting like a big grizzly bear or something, he just like hamstringed the grizzly bear, right? So it's still dangerous, don't get too close, but like you take down someone like Dino piece at a time because he's an organization, he's not just a person, right? And you kicked him in the dick multiple times. Like, the fact that he now has to answer to the other Dons because you made Dino steal all their money. Oh shit.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Like, I love it because you could have all the allies you want in like the government and stuff, but in the underworld, you're just one king of many, right? Like, okay, what are you going to do if they all decide to go to war with you, right? Like,
Yep.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, and at this point, Dino, like, your Achilles heel, Ash, is one that you've been letting be that for far too long. So yeah, this is the perfect comeuppance. Also, the way in which the show kind of hand waves a lot of the mechanics by which this kind of stuff ends up going down. This being something where Ash was basically given access to Dino in a way that no one else was.
Yep.
Means that he has a connection with Dino that he can manipulate a lot, but also stuff that he did in the past, being something that happened off screen, can come into play all the way now, which is fun, but it's a thing that the show has to ride a razor's edge of basically having Ash be unstoppable and there be no conflict as to whether or not he's going to overcome Dino versus the oh no, this is just a means by which to change up the dynamic so that Dino leaves, and this isn't a immediate victory for Ash. This is just something where now he's just stacking on piles onto the stakes, and on this side there's a lot that can burn now.
And it's something it's a method of doing things that I really appreciate because there's a lot of like the pace in this show is very fast, right? And a lot of the things that Ash does are kind of like rule of cool. He's Ash Lynx. He goes in guns blazing. And it's like, does he have a plan for this, right? And it seems like he doesn't. And then the fact that he is able to still succeed adds to these sort of mythic qualities of Ash and his persona and why everyone follows his lead, right?
Yep.
But then as it goes on, we find out, no, it's not actually that he was just going in blind, right? He had plans for different things. He had contingencies that he had set up because he knew that something, even if it wasn't this exactly, he couldn't trust Dino. So he needed to have safeguards in place. And then those come out, and then it's, okay, cool. We get the fun of...
he wanted revenge on Dino.
Well,
like...
totally.
Yeah.
Totally. But it's the thing of where we can get all of the fun of the fast-moving, don't need to explain things too much, just action, and then also showcase that, no, Ash did have plans in place. And I really like that.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing I bring up because I totally buy the explanation that he would have been able to plant spyware in his computer, but it's the kind of thing where, from that point, the act of him doing all this is something that seems... like, whoa, that's a very serious flaw in your setup, that you basically have your own person, you have that much power, Dino. Like, you didn't divest that to, other people or to computer systems rather than I have a special button I can do which takes all the money away from all the Dons.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he also didn't necessarily, like, have that button set up because he wouldn't necessarily want to do that because that enemies are expensive, regardless of how much money you get from them.
Sure.
But I could totally see it being something where, because this is so off the books and secretive and stuff, the idea of there being a security breach of this level where one of, like, maybe the 5 or 8 people that are, like, at the top of this organization, suddenly they get completely taken over, and then from then it's able to like get into the accounts of the other people, or however the whole thing works.
That's what I would assume they would want the opposite to be the case, because they would very probably regularly have people just need to be, you're snuffed from the organization. We don't know you. We don't care about you. Get fucked. Get out of here. Why do you have all the money connected to this? I see it as a little bit of that kind of narrative plot convenience, but because it's something where, we're not actually using this as a way to advance the dynamic of the victories for Ash. This is just a loss for Dino.
Yeah.
This really doesn't necessarily change anything crazy for Ash, other than they get a cool condo that's right next to a place that the Corsican Mafia owns.
Yeah.
So
it keeps the energy of the story moving and high, and it's something that adds some extra little bits of competence and Achilles heels to characters at play. Awesome.
Which was the main focus of this episode, because our boy Ash is scared of pumpkins.
Right. And it can be something as silly as that.
And it can be also something where it's he is letting Eiji in on not just his deep-seated childhood fear,
right,
but also the terror he has at and focused in like towards himself. That kind of emotional burden and baggage being something that I'm sure he doesn't talk about to anybody.
Oh no, definitely not.
And the fact that Eiji actually gets to kind of talk about that with him is really powerful, because Eiji as a character is kind of bland. I liked that Max kind of brought that up. He's kind of a nothing character.
Yep.
He has from the perspective of an outsider with no audience omniscient perspective, he just seems like a decent boy.
Right.
There's nothing really immediately spectacular about him.
His life has let him be that.
Yeah. And Ash needs exactly that.
Yep.
Ash needs someone who's normally just untouched by the world's trauma and darkness.
Someone who's sane, like that he can just be like, okay, yes, I can talk to you about this stuff. I don't need to work, because with his gang, for instance, right?
Well, there's a power dynamic. Yeah.
There's a power dynamic for sure. And while it can be comical of them being like, we don't want to wake Ash up after the 2-hour nap, even though he told us to do that and everything, because he's cranky when he wakes up, and this person lost their teeth. This is the same gang that Arthur came out of.
Yeah.
Right? So even if these people are a lot more trustworthy than Arthur, that's something where within that group, he has had to treat it as a situation where there could be an Arthur in here.
Yeah.
Right? And so, no, I don't tell them about the fact that I'm still scared of pumpkins or anything like that. Right? Because that would not be good. So, okay. But then Eiji comes along, and suddenly Ash is able to be bad at something,
he's able to let down the guard. The way that the way that Shinichi described it was basically that when he saw the two of them at Cape Cod with the gun, he was like, it actually looked like just two boys having a good time together, except for the gun, of course.
Right.
But then once Ash saw me looking at him this way, he deduced what I was observing, and then he was gone. He was back into his old self. And the idea that we have a main character, Ash, who is so guarded and so like enclosed in armor here, but willingly takes off his armor for Eiji, and in some ways Eiji, he lets take off the armor. He lets it's a mutual thing. It's not something where, I don't know, but somehow Eiji disarms me. It's they're both willingly exchanging here. Yeah, and thus it feels like a real relationship.
Yep, because the not tropes, because that has a negative connotation for a lot of people. The archetypes that are at play here are something that are like, this is, with romance stories, this is a well-trodden path, right? Because it can be very good, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the times I feel like where these kinds of archetypes don't end up working is because they don't have that mutual right.
It's one-sided.
It's one-sided, right?
Yeah.
The one person disarms the other, or the one person decides to take off the armor for the other, right? As opposed to it really being something that's mutual. And so, yes, Eiji goes up and slaps him awake and is like, hey, dude, 2 hours are up. Let's go. Right?
Oh, did I say that?
Yeah, did I say that? But then at the same time, it's these sandwiches are disgusting.
Awful.
They're awful.
They're healthy for you, but I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to watch your health.
Right, exactly.
There's so many death flags this episode. It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. And I love it because,
exactly.
after what happened with Shorter, I'm like, yes, bring on the blood.
Yeah, hurt me.
Right, exactly. Kill all of these characters.
Yeah, I don't fucking care.
Right. Like, if you're going to do that, I would almost be disappointed if you held back.
Did,
right? Right. Like,
why was Shorter?
Exactly.
Why was Shorter given that?
Don't have it just be the wholesome one. Have it just
kill them all.
Right.
Yeah.
Have it be the full pain train. Why should there be brakes on it? It's like at first I'm like, oh God, there's no brakes, and then someone tries to install a brakes, and I'm like, no, get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here.
We don't have that shit here.
Yeah, I don't want to be reminded of how physics work.
Right, exactly.
We're just racing towards the end. Yeah.
Yep.
I gotta say they played with some really great banter, and I would say also the kinds of things for the cute, ridiculous kind of our boys are just kind of being boys, what have you.
Oh yeah.
But the moment when you could tell that Eiji was very much getting into that confident kind of banter state with Ash.
Yeah.
And I definitely could tell that the animators for this had a lot of fun having like those little in between faces, smirks and stuff like that for their, like, if you ever like freeze frame and you're like it's
right.
You go for it.
It's something where I know that this show does action really, really well. Right?
True.
And it's fantastic. And you could get just about anybody into this show on that alone. Right?
Sure.
But these are the moments where I'm like, no, this is what makes the action have meaning.
Something,
right?
Yeah.
You need to have these slow moments where it's just slice of life, them fussing over each other and all that, because that's how you get reassured that, yes, these are indeed people. This is what they're fighting for, the ability to have these kind of just dumb, silly, wholesome moments, right? Like, that's why Shorter being killed is so terrible, right? Yeah. Because he also had been able to have these kinds of moments, in his own way, in his own life, right? And now he won't be able to have these again.
Yeah,
like,
true.
And that's why Dino needs to die, right?
Yeah.
That's what he represents. He is the enemy of this. He is the wolf in the woods, like so let's take him down,
right?
And yet at the same time, but could you maybe just go to Japan and disappear from all of this and get outside Dino's reach and because that'd be a pretty good life too. That'd be a pretty good life too.
I honestly think that's going to be a conflict question that'll come up later. Is that Eiji kind of poked at it a little bit,
right?
But he didn't ask that directly. He kind of asked more of a different question, and it kind of went around to it, and yet the conversation didn't continue. So I could definitely see that being brought up again because it's the evolution of, instead of having eBay or Shinichi bringing it up,
of like, Eiji, you need to go home.
Yeah. It can be Eiji being like, hey, Ash, why don't you just get out of here? This isn't your home anymore.
Right. When have these people done anything for you?
I mean,
other than the gang. And, yes, he has a lot of people that have done.
The gang has done everything for him.
Right, exactly.
Like, in that respect, that's actually the part that I'm the most terrified, is that they kind of made all these characters of the gang likable, and they showed their faces in very specific ways, so that when we would have the train scene, we would recognize that the two guys coming in were like, that's part of Ash's gang right there.
Yep.
And then thus also when one of them from Arthur's gang shows up, we're like, oh, they've already found him.
Oh shit! All right, hold on.
But then it's like, oh no, now we're gonna have to care about them when they all start getting gunned down and stuff by Arthur's gang, who is apparently out for war.
Out for war and in control of Dino's armies. Everything. At the very least, right? Because Dino's gone on business. Yeah.
That's the main problem, actually, is that even if Ash got a lot of people and stuff, he had to sell his jade earring for $400K just to get a pistol.
Right.
Now,
granted, he got a lot of guns, but...
Well, actually, no, he specifically, didn't take the nicer guns because he likes the other one. And then he's like, if I take that, then I won't be able to stop,
And that's a good point.
Like, yeah, that was an interesting bit of characterization.
I figured that might have been something where it was like he's also equiping like his gang to be like, okay, you know, if I'm.
Nope.
But yeah, I guess that wasn't actually like
he's the gun
happening.
He's the gunman. Like he knows how to kill people with like perfect precision.
Oh no, totally. I was just thinking like since he's realizing that he's poking Dino enough, or not poking anymore. It's beyond that. But like since he's antagonizing Dino to the point where it's going to turn into war, right?
Well,
and they've already struck at his house.
I think that's the thing, though, is that he actually doesn't realize what kind of situation it's going to be in right now. That's why he's in hiding. Like he's very much in the. They'll probably try and fight back, but I don't actually know the details of what's going on other than obviously, you know, Dino has to deal with this shit that I just threw at his way.
Yeah, and even though they dealt with the people at Dino's estate, and that would have been a sizable amount of his forces, I'm sure.
He could probably just call in more people from out of state.
He could easily call in more people. So it's the thing of, yes, this is a war, but you can't actually go to war normally with Dino, right? Even after all of this, it still has to be like guerrilla warfare at best. So
and thievery and putting on Clark Kent glasses.
Exactly. Which was wonderful.
Which was great. Yep. I particularly am a fan of Max's dad. Like Dad Max.
The mustache and everything, and like, it feels kind of nice to be just going in and buying a condo for $8 million in cash.
I feel like a celebrity.
Yeah, I feel like a celebrity.
Money, but
whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Apparently it's right next to, like, across the street from one of the buildings owned by the Corsican Mafia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, all right. Yeah. Y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below. For our Patreon, you can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yes, if ain't that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.